Getting to know you, getting to know all about you.
So I've got 5 questions. There's no time limit here. We just want to know, the answers, or at least I do. I don't know if anybody listening cares, but I want to know these answers. So first thing I'm going to start off with is two favorites. So first things first, with there being 2 leagues, you growing up with MLL and now there's a PLL. Do you have a favorite lacrosse team, or do you have 2 favorite lacrosse teams in the pro ranks?
I think that I kind of just watch it based on people that I was fortunate enough to play with growing up, and I mean that's like I've had some friends on the Atlanta Blaze, so I kind of have kept an eye on that, just kind of looked at stats and see how they were doing. Some friends from coaching, from high school, and all that great stuff, and kind of similar. Probably maybe the Redwoods in the PLL. I think they stand for a lot of good things. Timmy Troutner, their goalie, is my high school goalie. He's an awesome guy. So I think that. I don't know. I tried to watch both of them. I think it was really cool that they were both at separate times, so you could kind of binge them both because they did those shortened seasons. But I don't know. I think that hopefully that means that they're just trending in the right direction for pro lacrosse.
Oh yeah, big time Timmy T, man. I'm all about the Redwoods.
You're a Redwoods fan, right?
I've got the High Point connection, so
yeah.
With Troutner, so that helps me out. But I agree with you about what they stand for and how they approach their culture. It's really well done. Coach Laurent is an amazing individual. What's your favorite sport outside of lacrosse?
Oh, the guys in the back cave, the other assistant coaches are always golfing, and I don't really golf that much. So I'd probably say probably basketball, just because like that's probably my most favorite to just pick up and start playing. And I think it emulates a lot of lacrosse. A lot of sports do, which is great. But maybe basketball. It's fun to watch the NBA right now. They get a pretty good insight into people's personality because they're in the bubble. But yeah, outside of that, like me and Coach McDonald skateboard sometimes. Just find like random little other things around town that you can do. So
yeah, whatever you can do to stay active. I think that makes sense. And you mentioned the basketball thing. I'm always amazed, even though I know it's coming. I enjoy when I walk through the gym and either men's or women's basketball is playing, and you guys and Coach Kudelka are sitting right there watching to see if there's anything you can learn about picks and rolls and the things that translate from basketball to lacrosse is pretty unique. It's really, really cool.
Yeah, we play a lot of assistant games. I know you've tried to play some noon hoops before, but whenever we're trying to get after, there's a lot of passion, not that much talent, but there get some heated games that go on either in Wake Fieldhouse or up in Turner. And we played a lot of 21 this last spring, but I think basketball is kind of a universal thing to just kind of want to pick up. Not everyone kind of knows how to play, so they'll just run it with you.
Yeah, truly a global game, and one that I wish I didn't have so much to do throughout the day, so I could play more in those noon hoops. But maybe I'll do a celebrity shot or something sometime.
Yeah, there we go.
In there and take care of that. Let's move on to it's always an interesting question to ask, because when you answer it, it doesn't really matter anymore. But secret talent, what's something that you're good at that most people may not know that you are good at? Could be anything. Minuscule, could be something awesome. If it's a talent to you, it's probably awesome to you. So
yeah. Can I have like 27 seconds to think about this? You can like edit it, but let's see.
Yeah, take your time. Seriously, I know that's a tough one to answer for some people, because you're not always thinking about yourself.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like
or maybe you're just transparent and everybody knows what you're good at.
No, I think it's the exact opposite, Joe. I think I'm like going into like a diamond mine that's full of what I do, and it's kind of like just
which one do you want to share kind of thing?
No, it's not one of those. Let's see. I'm pretty good at freestyle rapping sometimes. Hey, how are you? Oh, it's all good.
It's part of people being back on campus. If freestyle rapping is your thing, that's fine.
No, I collect a lot of cups. I'm pretty good at that.
Okay.
I'm pretty good at wearing a lot of black shirts, except for today. So I do that a fair amount. I'm probably like a 5.5 out of 10 at mountain biking, but that's getting better.
Where do you go mountain biking?
Over at Bedford, they have those Falling River. It's pretty nice. You can go to the skate park, then walk right over the trails, and then Liberty Mountain's pretty good. I don't have anything. I'm not one of those people that can like be like double jointed, or like the kid in class that would be like, "Oh, I have a special talent," and would do like I have 6 fingers or something like that. So like I was kind of just hanging out, kind of enjoying life. But
real quick on the mountain biking, I'm glad you brought that up because Coach Faverka, myself, Coach Yeager, we've all been working towards getting better at that, especially Coach Faverka. He's more of the trail guy. But we're planning on going to Bedford this weekend. So
cool. What kind of bike do you ride?
The one I bought from Mike. I don't really know much more. It's kind of a in the middle bike. I can take it out on Blackwater, or I can take it on some trails. I kind of like that better, so I can have more of a balanced attack to my cycling exercises. So
yeah,
the tires aren't real big.
Like Eric Lombardo, who coached here, like we talked about earlier, he worked at Blackwater downtown, the Bikes Unlimited bike shop, and I have a Trek Stash, I think it's called, but it's really fun to go. I mean, like I think that's such a unique thing about being in this area is that like I feel like you're either you want to be by the seas or by the mountains, and you can kind of adapt to like doing cool outdoor stuff based on where you're at. So yeah, that's cool. What do you guys like to do when you're over at Bedford?
Well, I have not been over there yet, so this is the first time that Mike's going to take me. Well, I'll follow him or however it works. But we've been to the New London Tech Trails a few times, obviously Blackwater a few times as well. But yeah, trying to spread our wings a little bit, or at least mine, because he's already been there. He does Liberty Mountain as well, but I'm not ready for that. I don't think my body is ready for that yet. It's
fun. It's a good ride. I mean, you see people in passing. I mean, I have some pretty good scars from it actually, which is kind of cool. But I mean,
I'm trying to avoid that. I'm trying to avoid those things.
I think you need some of that in your life. I think like going too long without taking a spill, like either running, like jumping, riding a bike, riding a skateboard, is kind of like, I think you need that every once in a while to wake you up a little bit, you know?
Well, I got 2 more, so let's move on to those. Now that you are a coach, how do you get hyped for games? Do you guys have tradition? Do you listen to music, a certain style? Do you have a certain meal? What do you do now that you're not going to be going out in the field and playing? You're going to be on the sidelines and coaching.
Oh, I think on game days are so fun because the work's been put in throughout the week in preparation and planning, that like really just making those changes on the sidelines, but also just being a positive, like super outgoing, caffeinated person that's out there and just getting the guys live. So maybe like a good amount of caffeine. And then when we're in the like assistant coach's office, I know we like to like blare some music a little bit and just get fired up as a collective unit, roll over to coach's office, get our game sheet, then head over to the guys. So it is kind of funny, like crossing the line with the music, and it's just kind of getting hyped up with probably like caffeine and music and going out there and just watching our guys play awesome.
And last thing I want to get to, college, high school, as a kid, who is the best player you ever played with?
Oh, so in 8th grade, I played attack, and my rec team that I would go to some days of the week, I played with my neighbor, Johnny Surdick, who was the defenseman of the year at Army like 2 years ago. He's on the Chaos. He's an awesome guy. And then when I would go play on my school team, Patrick Spencer was on my other attack line, and he was a lot shorter than he is now, and he's an awesome player. So I think a little bit of a mixture. I don't know. I've been able and really fortunate to play with a lot of really cool lacrosse players across the board, and being able to recognize and stay in contact with those guys, kind of know the ins and outs of those different levels. But I don't know. That's a tough one. Probably a split between those 2 guys.